Genau. Und ich rede nach Oliver.
Also wenn Bar dran war, dann bin ich gut.
Genau.
Dran war.
Ruft mich doch einfach an, wenn es alles soweit ist.
All right.
Hey,
What's
da ist
going on, guys?
What's
Dwayne Johnson here, or should I look down the lens? I should look down the lens. Okay. There's a lot happening. Dwayne Johnson here, also known as the world's most handsome man. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
Dwayne.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. This is BA from the YouTube channel BA Turkish, and my brother just wanted to say hi.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, and I got a question for you because for your new movie Hercules. So, hello?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so as you know, next to Hercules, there's a lot of.
Guys, Dwayne Johnson here, or should I look down the
Whoa.
lens? I should look down.
Hello?
We can hear.
I'm sorry, just my PC just made some crap. Okay, so next to Hercules, there's a lot of other different characters that are based on Greek or Roman mythology and history, right? So I want to. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
So I'm gonna name you a few, and I want to know who, in your opinion, would win in a wrestling match.
All right.
Okay, so first off, there's Maximus from Gladiator.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Spartacus, who's also a gladiator, a Roman. Then there's Leonidas from the 300, the Spartan king.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, do you play video games?
Yeah. Why? Who you got?
Kratos from the God of War franchise.
Yes.
Okay, so who would win in an epic wrestling match?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, between those four characters, it would come down to Maximus and Kratos. So Maximus from Gladiator, Kratos, I'm going to look down the lens now. Kratos, obviously from God of War, who's one of my favorite all-time characters from video games. And Maximus, played by, of course, my good buddy Russell Crowe, who did a phenomenal job. It would come down to those two in an epic battle. And in the end, as much as I love Kratos, because I want to play him one day, I would have to say it would have to go to Maximus, and I will end with strength and honor.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I'm Lars from the YouTube channel Seid TV. We make comedy videos, and my question is, how much God and how much human being is in the Hercules you play?
Okay, good question, man. You know, one of the most intriguing things about this version of Hercules was what we wanted to do. We based it off a really cool, well-done graphic novel, and what we wanted to do was deconstruct the myth of Hercules, of the myth that we're all used to. We all know the legend of Hercules. We know the myth of Hercules completing the 12 labors, how difficult and challenging that was, how badass Hercules was. What we wanted to do was try and create a version of Hercules that you'd never seen before, one that was epic and one that was also hopefully defining for a generation. And by doing that, we deconstructed the myth, so the question became, is Hercules the son of Zeus? Possibly. But what he is, he's a man first. He's a man who cuts, who bleeds, who yells, and we all know he yells his ass off in the movie, and who is just more human. And then when the script was written and I read it, it was one of those things where I felt like we really had something cool and special, because we were going to present Hercules in a way that you'd never seen him, where it was, what if Hercules was a man who still went on these epic battles, and he still completed the 12 labors, still went on to these epic battles and massive wars, and had incredible success and inspired the world as a real man. So that is the very long ass answer to your question. Is he more man or God? He's more man. Then by the end of the movie, he is the demigod that he was born to be.
All right, great, thanks.
Yeah, man.
Okay, hey, this is Nicholas from Kino Check, and my first question is, if you would describe your own life like it was Hercules, what would have been your biggest Hercules challenge?
Let's see. First of all, I gotta tell you, man, that you look like you're 21 years old, but you got the voice of a 97-year-old god.
Thanks.
You're like, first of all. I would say my biggest Hercules challenge would have, it probably would have been when I was 24 years old. I grew up in a world of wrestling, and I love wrestling. My dad was a wrestler, my grandfather was a wrestler, but then I fell in love with the game of football, American football, and I played that. And I played it till I was 24 years old, and when I was 24 years old, I got I got released from the football team I was playing with in Canada. It was a CFL team, which is the Canadian Football League. It's Canada's version of pro football. And I got released, and when I got released, I had $7 in my pocket. I literally had $7 in my pocket. I had no place to live. I had to move back in with my parents at 24 years old, man, and that was a really sobering experience for me. I battled depression at that time. I had no money, didn't know what I was going to do in my life. So that was my version of Hercules in terms of battling back from something big. And it also wound up inspiring me to, well, get off my ass and get to work.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man.
Okay, this is Oliver from Movie Pilot, website Movie Pilot, and my question would be, what was your first Hercules memory? Like, what was your first Hercules? Was it like Steve Reeves, or was it like Lou Ferrigno? And do you think you could kick Lou Ferrigno's ass in his heydays? In his heydays.
Let's see. Yeah, well, my first memory of Hercules, I was probably 6, 7 years old. And like I said, I grew up in a family and in a world, in an environment of wrestlers who were always working out. So I would follow my dad to the gym and just hang out. So in this gym, there was a big poster of Steve Reeves, who you said, as Hercules. And I didn't know who Hercules was. I didn't know who Steve Reeves was, but the poster was just so intriguing to me and fascinating as a little punk kid. He was breaking the chains, and it had all capital letters, "I am Hercules," and I was always so mesmerized by that. And I was going to the gym every day, just hanging out again with my old man, and I would see that poster, and I'll never forgot it. And then years later, I went to Hollywood. When I made the transition into Hollywood, it was 15 years ago. I've been doing this for some time now. And I sat with all the studio executives as I was making the rounds, and what they do, studio executives will ask you, "Oh, hey, so what kind of movies do you want to make? What are you interested in?" And Hercules was the first project that I brought up to all the studio executives at that time. And at that time, I didn't have the clout, I didn't have the juice to make things happen. And so it kind of just went away. And then years later, it circles back to me, and I wind up doing this version of Hercules, which I'm very happy about. So my first memory was of Steve Reeves, and it gives you an idea of just how long Hercules has inspired me. And so essentially, this role is a dream come true. And to answer your question about Lou Ferrigno, could I kick Lou Ferrigno's ass in his heyday?
He's the Hulk.
Yeah, I know who he is, punk. Don't tell me who he is.
Could you take down the Hulk?
I would say Lou Ferrigno, him as the bodybuilder, in his heyday, I might be able to take him. I don't know. He's tough, but him as the Incredible Hulk, no, man, I can't touch that. He created an iconic character. Now he would kick my ass.
Okay.
Hey Dwayne, I'm Chris from Planet. In Hercules you fight many ferocious and mystical beasts and creatures. Which one in your opinion would be hardest to fight in real life?
Let's see. I would have to say, well, after going through them all, I would say I would probably say the Nemean lion. You know, of course, as we know, if you follow Greek mythology, the Nemean lion was the most challenging, was the most dangerous, was the most ferocious of all Hercules' labors. I would say the Nemean lion. So there's two. Actually, there's the most ferocious monsters, animals that I fought in Hercules is the Nemean lion and my wife, Megara, played by Irina Shank.
All right, thank you.
So is it my turn again, or what?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's pretend Hercules was a wrestler. I would like to know what his wrestling name would be, his intro song, his signature move, and his catchphrase, since every wrestler has to have a catchphrase, right?
Okay. All right. Wow. This is good. This is good. All right. Let's break it down. So,
all right, let's go.
You want to know? Wait. What was the first question? What his
wrestling name?
If Hercules was a wrestler, his wrestling name would be the Herc.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
The Herc. Yes. And what's the next one?
The second one is his intro song.
Hercules' intro song would have to be a song called "Send Your Soul to Heaven, 'Cause Your Ass Is Mine."
Can you sing it, please?
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes, and Hercules, as a matter of fact, he would be singing his own entrance song. It goes like this: "Send your soul to heaven, 'cause your motherfucking ass is mine."
Nice.
But obviously we're gonna have to cut "motherfucker" out of the song.
Not in Germany.
So the third one is his signature move.
His signature move would be the demigod elbow.
All right, good. And what's the last? Yeah.
Go ahead. What's the next one? Actually, he would have two. He would have the demigod elbow, because The Rock, who I know very well, has two signature moves. He has the people's elbow and he has the rock bottom. So Hercules would have the demigod elbow and the Herc bottom.
All right. So the last one is catchphrase.
His catchphrase would be would have to be "sandals to asses." That's what his catchphrase would be. And then he'd have another catchphrase, just like The Rock, again, because I know The Rock personally. He would also have "if you smell what the Herc is cooking," and he would also have what's that other one? How do you like those so far, by the way?
I like him.
It doesn't matter if you like those so far.
So I think it's my turn, or?
Thank you, by the way. Great answer.
All right, I have another kind of question. How did your meal plan for a usual day like when you were preparing for the role as Hercules?
Oh man, the meal plan was an intense diet that started 6 months out prior to me shooting Hercules, and then because I wanted to bring Hercules in, if the goal was to make something epic and create a version of Hercules that was iconic, I wanted hopefully the body would be an iconic look, a more survive type of muscle. So it just required a very intense diet of 7 to 8 meals a day for 6 months. And then when I stepped on set in Budapest, I carried that same diet for an additional 4.5 months. And it was 7 to 8 meals a day. It was 2 steak meals, 2 fish meals, 2 chicken meals.
It's so hard. It's so hard to eat good food. I really pity you.
Well, don't pity me too much, because I was still getting up at 3:30 in the morning, doing my workouts, starting my workouts then. And when you get up that early, you know, you have to have a lot of food and calories. So I was probably eating somewhere between maybe 5,000 to 7,000 calories a day. It was a lot, man. So I carried that for
Maybe
some
that's the
time.
problem. I eat a lot, but I don't do the workout part.
Yes, Big Macs don't count. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the diet was crazy, and it was pretty epic. And I shared the diet too with everybody online, social media wise, and it was very cool to see everybody motivated. They tried to do the diet a little bit. They did their versions of it, but it was a tough diet to do.
All right, thank you. I try it, by the way.
Yeah, give it a shot. Don't throw up.
All right, seems like it's my turn again. So you just talked about your workouts, your hard work through your wrestling career. Now my question is, how would The Rock look if he was a woman?
He would be a rocket, would he?
If The Rock were a woman, and again I keep going back to I know him personally. Let's see. God, you know, that'd be one good-looking bitch. I'll tell you that. I mean, of all the questions you could ask, what would The Rock look like as a woman?
Yes. Why not?
Well, yeah, look, it looked like that, only minus the beard.
Very handsome woman, of course.
A very handsome woman, and she'd be a hell of a kisser. I tell you that.
Hot.
So after playing Hercules, could you imagine yourself playing Samsung? Because his strength is in his hair, and I don't know if you're a method actor, but that could be tough, would it?
Well, I'm up for a lot of challenges, and I would commit myself to that. And Samson, his hair, we draw the same parallels. Myself, my hair, clearly. So I would be up for that. But here's a cool thing. You mentioned Samson. Here's a cool thing about Samson is that not that I'm going to play him, but one of the cool things about Samson is the creator of Superman has always said that Hercules and Samson was his inspiration to create Superman. So I've always felt that, I've always known about the story and the legend of Samson, but it kind of took on a cooler twist for me a few years back when I found out that Samson and Hercules were his inspiration to create Superman.
Okay.
Hey Dwayne, my turn again. There's a story in Germany going around that you were in the Adlon Hotel and you wanted to work out, but they didn't have enough weight for you. Is that one true or not? You had to move into a bigger gym where they had your weights. Is that true or not?
It's partly true, yes. At the Adlon Hotel, which I really enjoy the hotel, man, is that the type of weights that I look for, and everybody's always so they're so willing to make sure that I'm comfortable and everything I need. So they were trying to get as much weights as possible into the hotel, but it just didn't work out that way, and it wasn't equipped properly for all the weights that I needed. So I found a great gym, not in the city, but I kind of go on the outskirts of town, where I could find some pretty hardcore places to train, and so I found a great hardcore gym to train at. But I will say this about the Adlon Hotel is that what they couldn't supply in weights, they gave me a great elliptical cardio machine, and then they gave me a lot of alcohol. So I was very, very happy.
So you had a great stay there.
Yeah, it's a great, fantastic stay. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Cool. Do I still have a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. That's cool. So in the movie, there's some CGI scenes, right? When you fight the lion and the three-headed dogs and stuff like that. So I believe that you shot that in front of a green screen.
No, I shot with a real three-headed dog.
Yeah. No, but how is it to shoot something like that? Do you have a placeholder, or do you just fall down when someone says it to you, like the director says, all right, the three-headed dog now bites you here, or does stuff like that. So how do you shoot that?
Yeah, man. You know, I got to tell you, if you're any type of if you're like a techie geek, or if you love the behind the scenes or VFX or anything like that on how big movies are made in terms of green screen and CGI, it's really an incredible badass process. You have these brilliant people who are setting these shots up. So yeah, you could go into a room where the entire room is 360 degrees of green screen, and like you were saying, you know, the acting, you start to exercise a different muscle where it relies on a lot of instinct, or it also relies on very specific direction from a director. And I'll tell you this is crazy. The three-headed dog, the hellhound in Hercules, without giving the movie away, I have to fight this animal that actually turns into multiple animals at the end. And what we did on set is we got real wolves in Budapest to come to set. And these wolves, and this is, I'm not kidding, these wolves were so badass you couldn't bring food or you couldn't bring children to set. That's how freaking dangerous it was. It was crazy. And we needed the wolves in the shot so we can shoot them. So we got that shot with the wolves, but then when it was time for me to fight them, of course, I'm The Rock. I wanted to fight the real wolves, but they said no. Thank God. They would have tore my ass up. That would not have been good. But what we did was, because it's an incredible CGI fight, we have these three guys who are all stuntmen getting completely, they got head to toe, complete green screen outfits. Head to toe, all the way down the fingertips, toes, everything a green screen outfit. And these incredible stuntmen acted as the wolves. They're literally jumping on me, they're grabbing me, they're biting me, they're doing all this crazy shit. And the process of it, it was an insane process to go through, because these guys were acting as wolves. So it's very similar to the actor from Planet of the Apes. We're taking on and embodying that of an ape, like that type of sensibility. That's what these guys were doing as wolves. So look, when you see Hercules and you see me have this incredible fight at the end with these three badass wolves, huge wolves, just know that well, they were three crazy MFers in a green screen outfit who were jumping and biting on me and clawing.
Yeah, I actually saw the movie yesterday, and that's a pretty badass scene. I gotta say that.
Ah, thank you, man. Well, yeah. So you see, man, that was three just crazy dudes going at it. Unbelievable.
All right, fine. I'm interested in fitness, and I wanted to ask you, which are your 3 favorite workouts in the gym?
Let's see. You mean in terms of exercises, or you mean body parts?
Twice. I'm interested in everything. Yeah, let's start how you want.
Well, let's see. I would say, what, are you flexing? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I try my best.
Oh, we're like twins. Look at that. Yeah. I would say my favorite body part to train is I love training back, and I also love training legs. And my favorite exercises is generally any type of compound movements I like. And by compound movements, I mean like heavy presses or squats or anything like that. That's a compound movement. And I always keep it, everyone generally, you get a lot of questions about, well, what kind of workouts do you do? Do you do the workouts that are popular these days? I always keep it very basic. And I always tell people that you can't ever lose when you keep things very basic, train very intense, you get in, you get out, and here's nothing. In the gym, there's no talking. You should not talk in the gym. Unless you're telling somebody, hey, it's your set, get your ass going, that's the only conversation you should be having in the gym. But keep it basic, keep it intense, and keep the chat to a minimum.
So you mean Hollywood is lying to us when they have this elaborate dialogue scenes in the gym when dudes are just talking and pumping at the same time? This is so fake.
Well, yes, that is actually called bullshit. That's that's what that's called. There should be no talking in the gym. The gym is not a place to hang out. The gym is a place to get your work in. You got to get better,
right.
man. Get in there.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
All right, I've got another unusual question.
Oh shit! Here we go.
If you had to choose, stop your workouts or let your hair grow for 1 year, what would you choose?
Oh man, look, I appreciate these questions. By the way, you come with good questions. I would, without a doubt, I would have to stop working out. You don't understand. When I grow hair, my hair looks like Big Bird banged a homeless dude with an afro.
Oh my God.
You don't want to see that. No, unless I grow it now. I've grown it short, and I keep it short and tight. I got my barber making it real fly. But what you're talking about letting it grow. And like, this is rock star hair. This is cool rock star hair right here. This is 3 hours of hair and makeup. What I would do, no, you don't want to see that.
Okay, you don't want to get attacked by a bird for 1 year. I got it.
No, I don't want to get attacked by a bird. All right, I'm getting the wrap-up sign, so I think we got time for one more question, yeah? All right, cool. Who's up?
Okay.
Who's got
last question. Do you think there's a place for real mythical, silly 80s stuff in Hercules movies? Because in this movie, yeah, you have like what you expect at the beginning, and then, as you said, you deconstruct it. And I wondered, are there any mythical creatures in this world, and is the audience today able to appreciate that, or do they want the down to earth thing? Like in the Bond movies, they brought everything down to earth. In the Batman movies, they try to get everything quite realistic. And in this Hercules movie, there's this attitude too, except that it's much more fun than the I slit my wrists Batman movies.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. So, so is there room for it? Yeah, there's definitely room for it. But we felt in our world today, which of course you guys know, and I know you've seen all the movies, and we all have. We're in a time of the superheroes and these types of movies, and seems like every other week there's a superhero movie coming out, and most are done very well. That I've enjoyed, but we felt like at this time in this era in movies and cinema that it was a cool opportunity to take something that's beloved in terms of the mythology, and like you were saying, and root it and ground it with something real. So we know about the three-headed Hydra, we know about the Nemean lion, we know about the Amanthian boar, the hellhound, the three-headed dog. But as an audience is watching, and what we found, audiences watching this movie all around the world have been responding to this is what if the myth that we thought was there really wasn't what we always thought, and it was more rooted in reality? And then what happens if our hero wasn't necessarily shouting from the mountaintops, "I am the son of Zeus and I have superpowers"? What if he was more real too as well? So I thought that was a very cool element, and I think what we were able to do with Hercules was balance both. Still pay homage and respect to the mythology. But the cool twist was well, Hercules was a man first, and he accomplished all these things as a real man, and not a man who had superpowers. And another cool thing, by the way, that I want to say that I really enjoyed about the script, and I'm really grateful that we were able to accomplish it in the movie, because you never know, sometimes you don't get a chance to accomplish what you set out to do, is that in our version, we paid so much respect to the team around Hercules. And we had a great writer who took real characters from the mythology, Titus, Atalanta, and we made sure that we gave them really proper respect and props to. Because, by the way, it's like that age-old notion that there's no success alone. Like, we all do it with a team. So we found the balance of, I think, myth and reality, and we also gave the team around Hercules all the love and respect that they deserve.
And I appreciated that it was still kind of tongue-in-cheek and that it was fun. It was not it's not like a dark movie. It's not like oh, everybody's depressing and he's not suffering from being that guy.
Yeah. Well, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that, because that was the biggest thing we wanted to make sure that we had in the movie, which was fun and had some charm. And around every corner, every once in a while, Hercules would, in a way, wink at the audience and just let the audience know that he was having fun too. He was having fun with the myth and the mythology. So I appreciate that. And man, you know, look, I appreciate heaviness and darkness in movies, but I appreciate having fun too. And we wanted to have fun.
Absolutely.
All right, boys. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Great questions.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, guys.